Hello, Cardinals. It's me, Mr. Ernst, and today we're going to be talking about how to complete a table with a linear equation. So we're going to learn how to take this equation, and we're going to use that to fill in a table, or in other words, find several points that would be on our graph. So our first equation is right here. Y is equal to 5x plus 4. 5 is our slope, and 4 is our y-intercept. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these in down here. My y-intercept, once again, is 4, and this is just me kind of organizing my information so it makes it easier for me. And this is a 5, is my change in y, but remember that the slope is a ratio, it's a fraction. So if I have just a whole number here, any whole number will always be expressed over the number 1. So we have 5 over 1, okay? So now when I'm going in, the first place I want to start is where the line starts, y-intercept. That is where we are going to start my graph. So right here at 4. So my x value is always going to be 0 where it starts, and the y value is going to be 4. That is my y-intercept. Now I'm going to use my slope, my change in y over my change in x. I'm going to use these to fill in the rest of them. It tells me the pattern, okay? The pattern of change for my y value is a positive 5. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to add 5, and then I'm going to, once again, add 5, because that is how my y value is changing. Cool? So it starts off at 4 plus 5 gives me 9, and then 9 plus 5 gives me 14. For my x value down here is only changing by 1. So once again, we have plus 1 and plus 1. Notice the way the y value changes and the way the x value changes is different. 0, 1, 2. And there we go. That is how we're going to complete these tables. So that's the first example. The second example, just a second, get rid of all this nonsense. For the second example, instead of a 4 and a 5, we're going to be using, this is going to be big, hold on, boop, and boop, boop, and there we go, that's better. Oh, it's so tiny now. There we go, got the 5 out though. In this one, our slope is actually going to be negative this time, so this is going to be a negative 2/3, and then my y-intercept is going to be a positive 1. Okay, so once again, as I go through to fill these out, my y-intercept, just organizing my information, is 1, and my slope is going to be 2/3, but it's a negative 2/3. And remember, when this negative sign is out in front here, that means either my numerator or my denominator is going to be negative. It doesn't matter which one you do. You'll get the same answer, okay? I'm going to do negative 2. So I'm going to give the numerator the negative. So I have negative 2 and a positive 3. Once again, where the line starts, where the line crosses the y-axis at 0 and 1. So I'll start off at 0 and 1, positive 1. Now when I'm looking at my change, my y value this time is going to be going down by 2. So it's going to start at positive 1, go down by 2 to negative 1, and go down 2 more to be a negative 3. So once again, we are going down by 2 and down by 2. My x value is changing by a positive 3. So we are going to be going up by 3 and up by 3. So 0 plus 3 gives me 3, and 3 plus 3 gives me 6. And there we go. There's my entire table. 0, 3, 6, and 1, negative 1, and 3. Okay, go through and get rid of this again. All of this stuff out. All of this stuff out. One more example for us today. We're going to switch it up just a little bit so that we have... This time, for our last and final example here, we have a positive 4 over 5 for our slope, 4/5 for our slope. And this time we're actually going to be having a negative 6 for our y-intercept. So we have y is equal to 4/5 x minus 6. Again, I'm doing all the slopes in blue, y-intercept in red. 4/5 is simple. There's nothing extra I need to do for this. Simply 4 over 5. And then we have a negative 6 for where we're starting. Once again, setting this up with the y-intercept first starts off with a 0 and negative 6. How is my y value changing? The y value is going to be adding 4 each time. So it's going to be adding 4 and adding 4. No, negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. And negative 2 plus 4 gives me positive 2. For my x value is actually going up by 5 this time. It's going to be plus 5 and plus 5. So 0, 5, and finally 10. And there is my table. Cool? So once again, I organize the information so it makes it very easy for me. You're always going to start at your y-intercept, and then this is how your y value grows, and this is how your x value grows. Use those two, and you will never not be able to complete a table. Thanks for watching, you guys, and have a great rest of your day.